Hey, it's Dennis from DroneBlocks. Thanks for taking the time to tune in and watch this video. We've worked really hard over the past few weeks on this next version of DEXI OS. We're calling it version 0.13. And one of the most significant things that we're excited about with this release is that we're working hard to bring parity between simulation and real hardware. That's always been a challenge for me personally as I've done development, is that a lot of times I start doing that development on the real drone just because there hasn't been a solid path for development in a simulation environment. So SITL, S-I-T-L, Software in the Loop Simulation for PX4 has been around for a long time, centered around Gazebo and some of these ROS-based or Linux-based and ROS-based environments. And we've worked hard to simplify this. We want to make this accessible to a wider audience and not have complicated tools get in the way. So the first part of this video, I'm going to give a demo of version 0.13, and then in the second part, we'll sort of dive under the hood for those of you that want to run it locally and actually do development, contribute back, hopefully help us make DEXI OS better. So you'll see here the dashboard. Now keep in mind things are constantly changing, so this might not be exactly the same as when you end up watching this video, but there's this sequential progression, through each of these cards. We have the ground station. Now if you're on the real DEXI drone, you'd see an image here, right? And then you'll notice that the flight mode and all of this telemetry that comes from the actual PX4 instance. As we move to the right, we have DroneBlocks built in here, and so ignore some of these are just missions that I've been testing, right? So I'll just run the simple takeoff and land. We'll arm, take off to 3 meters, wait for 3 seconds, land, and then just to be have some parity with arm. We'll end with this arm. So we'll launch this, and you'll see that the DEXI drone will take off. You'll notice that there's an April tag. It can actually detect the tag, which is cool. We're publishing from this camera in Unity to the same topic in simulation that the real DEXI drone would do in hardware. So once again, that makes development a lot more realistic, or when I say parity, it's like what we develop here can actually be tested on the real drone with physical hardware. So we have our setup blocks, takeoff, navigation, land, LED, for example. Let me just do this LED pixel loop example. We're sort of simulating here with this ring, just as we do on the real hardware. We have a LED service. I'm going to run this. You'll notice that it's basically setting each one of these individual pixels to a certain color. So you can go in here and experiment with this. And we have services that run, in the DEXI OS, ROS2 base, that DroneBlocks is interfacing with. And our hope is, as we work towards simplifying development, making it more accessible, is to generate curiosity or to pique interest. So as you're understanding these blocks, you might want to go a little bit deeper to see what's going on beneath the hood, and all that we do sits on top of a ROS2 workspace. So we have demo missions here. There are DroneBlocks missions that you can just do block coding, and then we have some Python missions. These are currently under development, and we'll just cover those briefly here in a minute or so. So the next thing I'll point out is we have this Node Red card. This is something that we really think is a powerful environment for building your logic, or these flows that allow your drone to make decisions, if you will. So you can navigate around, see an April tag, and then trigger the LED, or do something navigation-wise. So I'm just going to demo the LED flow. Now, we're working to sort of simplify the visualization of this with the actual flow, here. So right now I have to just go between two tabs. So I'm going to go back to the DroneBlocks view. Well, you'll see the simulation here, the visualization. This flow is currently running. I'm just going to click rainbow effect. What this is doing is it's injecting a message into the ROS2 service. This is our LED service that's being called. And then if I go over here, we'll see the rainbow. For example, I'll set the LED to, let's do Galaxy. And once again, the cool thing about this is what we do here is we try to work towards parity, right? So what you see for the different effects here in simulation apply to the real hardware. And that is all contained in a ROS2 package specific to the LED. So there are a bunch of demo flows here. I won't go into all the details. I just encourage you to explore, especially given that this is all software based right now, so you don't have to worry about causing any harm to your drone. So you can always reset, just like a video game. All right, so we'll go to the VS Code server. I'm going to log in. Password is DroneBlocks. And what the VS Code server does is it essentially gives us access to the projects in the container. So we have let's see, I'm going to go into missions. We'll do the box mission. So I have to have this simulation or this visualization here on the right. This is all done in Unity. I will click the play button in the toolbar. We'll see starting off board mode, arm waiting to reach altitude. We'll go over to the visualization. So now we have the visualization. This is being updated in Unity. And then MAVSDK. In this scenario, we have a package called DEXI MAVSDK that allows control. And the cool thing about it is whether you're using ROS2, which is sort of our stack that we rely on, but MAVSDK has obviously been around a long time. It's very mature. We want to enable numerous tools to be used when you're doing development. So we believe in keeping it open and flexible. So as we go through the list, you'll see the MAVSDK, obviously the DEXI workspace. These are all the packages that we've developed or leveraged from the community. So that packaging, these ROS2 packages, make DEXI more extensible and more capable. So I'll go back to the dashboard. That was the VS Code server. And then this is just a fun project we've been experimenting with, DEXI Chat, hooking it up to an LLM in the cloud. In this case, it's Claude. If you want to test this, you can certainly throw in your Anthropic API key. And I'm just going to say, can you say hello? Responds, I'm DEXI, your AI drone pilot assistant. Can help you flying, LED control, reading sensor data, and system status. So it says your drone is currently disarmed and on the ground with a full battery. Let's just have it change the LED. Can you change the LED color to green? And then, so you'll see now that it's green, and then I'm going to say, how did you do that? So this is sort of where, there's this phrase of vibe coding or whatever, just sort of not actually having to write code, but I think it's important, in certain scenarios where people are interested, you can dive a little deeper. So it said, I called the service DEXI LED service, set LED green color, pass the parameter color green. So it's really cool. It's, I think, a great way to learn, sort of get to the outcome first and then work backwards, or diving in to understand what API calls or system calls were made. So I'm going to ask it, can you arm? So it should be inspecting. Very cool. Take off to 5 meters. So the drone is armed, and then hopefully it'll, receive that command, take off to 5 meters, and when it's done, hopefully it'll respond. Perfect, the drone is successfully taken off to 5 meters altitude. Let me just one more time, how did you do that? And then we'll see, the ROS2 stuff that we've been working on. We have Upward Manager, and for DroneBlocks we have this execute blockly command, which this DEXI chat is using, right, to send specific commands. And you'll see a takeoff, 5 meters, and then there's this timeout. But I think it's important to reiterate that whether it's the DroneBlock stuff, the Node-RED, this DEXI chat, it all sits on top of the same stack, right? The interfaces sort of funnel into the ROS workspace. I'm going to say land, and then we should see DEXI land. If I go back to, let's go over to the DroneBlocks visualization, we should see flight mode right here is land, right? So that's what we told DEXI chat to do, so it landed the drone. So I encourage you to experiment with this. If you're running it locally, you'll need to put your Anthropic API key. We do have all of this running into the cloud. I'll make a note. Now I'm switching into maybe a more technical conversation, what's going on beneath the hood for those of you that are interested, so that we have this running in the cloud, so I can fire it up, click dashboard, and then all of this running on a remote instance. So if you want to deploy this somewhere, you can, if you don't just want to run it locally. And then if you do decide you want to, beta test or whatever, please reach out to us, jump into our Discord, send an email to support. We'll be glad to help you there. Now, I want to show you the repo. That was kind of an extensive demo of the different capabilities, right? The things that we're working on to bring parity and simulation to hardware. Then we have our DEXI sim for the win. That's what I called it, repo. I'll put a link in the description. You can sort of get in here and check out what's going on. But I think an easy way, if I just show you my Docker setup here, we have the DEXI sim main project, and then beneath it, the VS Code server. That was what allows us to do Python or sort of ROS2 development in a VS Code environment. We have the web dashboard. This is what runs the Unity stuff, Node-RED for the Node-RED. Sorry, web dashboard, I apologize. This is actually this dashboard here, and then the Unity sim is what we do for the visualization. The PX4 software in the loop, the CIDL, that runs in the background, and we interface with it through micro DDS. That's what allows us to get the PX4 topics into ROS. So I'm going to show that now. If you fire up the instance, you'll have this ROS2 VNC package. It's really cool Docker container that gives you a remote desktop, but you'll see here that we have the DEXI workspace, and I'm going to do ROS2 topic list, and you'll see the PX4 stuff, the DEXI stuff here, and of course, those of you familiar with our DEXI OS, there is a ROS debug, so we use ROS Bridge. If you want to just see this in a web browser, you don't want to have to get into the command line, you have access to all of the topics here. And so we have access to the different containers, right? In this repo, I encourage you to look at the Docker Compose. You'll really get an understanding of the different images that we download and containers that are used to run this setup. And let me point you to the README. If you look down here, we clone this repo, and then in the DEXI workspace, which is a subfolder, we have this setup script. So once you run this locally, you'll go in and run setup, or if you deploy it using our SIM provisioner, this is taken care of for you. But I think the important thing to realize is that when we run this setup script, we have a DEXI bring up package, and this is all built into our DEXI OS when you download it and run it on your drone. But this bring up package is sort of the parent package for our entire ROS setup. So in there you'll see all the different repos. You guys know we do April tags. That's a third party from the ROS community, which is awesome. And then we have our own packages. So all of that is brought in, and then we've worked hard to make it accessible in simulation, and we're super excited about it. So I encourage you to mess around with the sim. Feel free to, once again, jump into Discord, ask us questions. We'd love to see some further engagement, some ideas around what you guys experience and decide to build. We want to support and enable that. And of course, this thing isn't perfect. There are going to be bugs. Help us address those. But most importantly, continue to use it and explore. And we hope that leads you down the path of wanting to do cool things with physical hardware, with some of the stuff that we're building that we'll be sharing in the coming weeks. But thank you for tuning in. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Until next time, thanks for watching.